Good morning, and welcome back to our fourth day already of the alignment workshop. I can't believe we're already 4 days in. Every time I put on a workshop, I know it's going to be 5 days. It feels like it's going to be a long time. We get started and it feels like we've got all the time in the world, and then all of a sudden we're on day 4 and day 5 and it's over. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. I hope you've been keeping up with everything. Obviously, you know that the replays are still available until next Wednesday night. So you've got lots of time to get caught up if you just for whatever reason haven't had a chance. If you're not aware, there is also an option to upgrade to VIP for just $49, which allows you to keep all of the recordings forever. And we're also going to do a bonus coaching session on Saturday morning for anybody who decides to do that. Obviously, if you decide between now and then that Alignment U is for you and you're ready to jump in, you will get the recordings anyway, and you'll be part of the coaching call anyway, and you'll get all the other amazing benefits because Alignment U is a fully VIP transformative experience. And I just wanted to remind you too that enrollment for Alignment U is now open. It is open until next Wednesday, but I am doing special early bird promos for those who are really, really ready to commit to their transformation right away. So the promo for yesterday now is over, but I do have a new one for today, which is valid until this time tomorrow. So anybody who signs up for Alignment U today before our next session tomorrow morning, so I guess you still have tomorrow morning too, but anyway, anybody who signs up in the next 24 hours will get 6 months of Reiki healing sessions. That counts if you pay in full or if you do, no, I'm sorry. The 6 monthly Reiki sessions is for anybody who pays in full between now and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. You will also get, if you decide to pay in full, as a special thank you, 6 monthly private sessions with me as a extra special thank you and congratulations for committing to your transformation, for jumping in, for just saying, I need this and I'm ready and I don't want to be in the same position a year from now. And I need to hang out with all these amazing women who are inside the program. So I want to say a special thank you to you guys. So like I say, if you sign up within the next 24 hours and pay in full, you get 6 monthly Reiki sessions and 6 monthly private sessions with me, which I'm telling you is going to change the trajectory of your entire life. And I do not say that lightly. If you decide to join us within the next 24 hours, but you want to take advantage of the installment plan, that's fine too. You will still get the 6 monthly private sessions with me, and you're actually going to get the installment plan at a special price. It is going up to regular price on Friday evening, but right now you can get it and save $1,700 off the installment plan investment. So if you are interested in either of those options, you want to come join us in Alignment U. Hopefully you've been keeping up with the case studies because the women have been sharing such incredible stories about their experience within Alignment U, what's come of their experience, what they've manifested. Terry yesterday shared that within 3 weeks of joining Alignment U, she manifested over $45,000 net, not even gross, net $45,000, which is pretty incredible. I have had almost everybody who's joined the program within the first month has had some kind of seemingly miraculous win, because when you show up for the universe shows up for you in huge, huge ways. So take that under advisement. Please come and join us. If you are feeling the nudge, there is a reason for that. Like I told you, I have called you here on purpose. I specifically set out every workshop I do tell the universe, look, I'm looking to impact some lives here. So please, coordinate me and whoever else needs to hear what I have to say. But more importantly than that, please have me communicate clearly the benefits of the Alignment U program so that those feeling the nudge to join will join us, because you're not called for this. You're not here by accident is what I'm trying to say. Right. And all the women so far have said, if you're feeling the nudge, join us. There's a reason. You will not regret it. Even if the investment seems a little bit scary, I promise you there is only pure magic waiting for you on the other side of that decision. So please know that you are worthy of the transformation you're seeking. And please know that I am here to help collapse the timeline for you between now and where you're going. Okay. So if you need the link to register, please comment info or send me a DM with the word info, and I will make sure that I get you the link and we can discuss if it's the right fit for you and for me and for all the things. Okay. So let's just quickly overview. We talked on Monday, day one, about surrendering to what is, right? I put a lot of emphasis on the fact that you absolutely cannot skip the part where you're making peace with where you currently are, because if you don't know where you are, there is no way you can gauge how close you are to going where you're going, right? And that's one of the first things you'll do when you come into Alignment U is do I think it's like 94 minutes or something, masterclass on setting intentions that actually manifest. And you will get to know where you are right now very clearly. And then we will together work to create a plan for how you're going to get there. Okay. I apologize. I should add that all new enrollments to Alignment U, we are going to do a, what do you call that? Like an orientation on in the first week of November. We're going to do an orientation so that everybody has a good idea of what's available to them, how to use the program, how to use the back office, and how to do all those things. You can ask all kinds of questions there. And then we are going to move into how you book your breakthrough session, which you'll do after you finish your setting intentions that actually manifest masterclass, so that you and I can sit down privately. And this is for everybody who registers, no matter when, between, if you're, now, next week, whatever, it doesn't matter, to really get you set up on the right foot. Okay. So anyway, we talked about that on Monday. We talked about surrendering to what is, making peace with what is, so that you know where you're going, and we have something that we can gauge where, how close we're getting to where you want to go. And then on day two, on Tuesday, we talked about identifying the gaps in your consciousness, right? We talked about, okay, now let's figure out what the ideal version of me believes and what the gaps are in my belief systems, right? Because you have to align with the beliefs of the person you're creating and becoming to be able to fully move into that space. There's no way you can move forward truly if you are still operating from the old belief systems, right? Because that will only get you as far as you got already. If you want to continue to grow and transform and elevate and step into your power and align to the highest and best version of yourself, you need to augment your belief systems to something that empowers you and supports where you're going. Okay. We talked about that on day two. On day three, yesterday, we talked about how you combat the critical mind and the ego, right? Because your ego is constantly chirping in and telling you can't, you're not good enough, all those things. So I would love it if you guys watching live or on the replay, if you would comment below and let me know what are some patterns in limiting beliefs that you've noticed over these last couple of days. If you've been doing the homework, if you've been really paying attention to what I've been saying and taking notes and stuff, you should have been pondering what your belief systems are and what your ego is trying to say to you all the time that's keeping you stuck. What is the little devil on your shoulder constantly chiming in and telling you, right? Very commonly, I'm going to see a lot of, I'm sure I'm not enough. I can't do it. How am I going to fit this into my schedule? What's my spouse going to think? I don't have time for that, right? Like, what are the common little voices saying? What are the common themes and things that you're being told? I would love to see. Okay. And then today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, calling in the universe and the angelic realm to help you and support you on your journey. Because, and the best thing I love about this is, even if you don't believe what I'm saying, like, even if this is still like, oh, I don't know if this is okay, it's a little bit out there for me. Even if you don't believe it, it still works, because whether you believe it or not, the universe and your personal specific angelic realm are here to guide you. Okay. We all have a set of guides that are assigned to us. Okay, I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but we all have our guides that are assigned to us, and they are always, always, always literally standing by, waiting to help. But the problem is, most of us are not aware of this fact. And because there is no law of assertion, our guides cannot just put themselves in our lives and guide us to what we need to do and point us in the direction we need to go and tell us what we need to hear until we ask. You have to ask. You have to be open and willing to ask and to see things a different way to be able to coordinate with them and listen to their guidance and really hear them. Okay. So how do you do that? Right? How do you do that? You have to give them permission. You have to ask. You have to be asking. So one of the most productive things you can do is starting your day with asking your angels and guides to come in and keep you on the right path. So often in the morning when I wake up, I will say, okay, good morning. Universe, angels, guides, I ask you to be with me today and help keep me in perfect comfort and alignment with where I'm going and who I'm trying to become, and, help me to stay on course, and help me to easily, with ease and grace, always with ease and grace. You want to make sure you're putting that in. Help me to identify my upper limits, help me to identify my limiting beliefs that are ready to go and to be released, so that I can step more fully into and expand more fully into the person I'm supposed to be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, you don't have to say it exactly like that. You can change it around. It's the essence of what you're saying, right? It's more the intention behind what you're asking rather than the words themselves. Okay, so it's really important to remember that it's not like you can't ask wrong. But one thing I will emphasize is you want to make sure when you're asking for guidance, when you're asking for help, when you're asking for something to manifest, you want to make sure you're including with ease and grace, because otherwise you run the risk of things coming it'll all still happen, but you want to make sure that you're including that so nothing catastrophic happens, because that is possible too. Okay. And I usually like to add in too, for the highest and best of all involved, which I forgot to say, because when you say for the highest and best of all involved, you are opening up the realm of possibilities for those that you love and for those that may benefit from the situation, right? So for example, when we were putting our bathroom ensuite in, the floor tiles that we got, we ended up getting a steal of a deal for them, because I was manifesting this bathroom ensuite to come together for the highest and best of all involved. So not only did we get a good deal on the floors, and they're very beautiful, but the guy who got rid of them, he was in the middle of selling his farm. And so he had to clear all this stuff, years and years and years and years and years of stuff out of all these different barns. Like, I'm talking, it was like many acres, this thing. So he's got to clear all this stuff out of all these barns and all these buildings and all this stuff. So it's in his highest and best too that we take the tile, right? So we aligned, our highest and best of all involved aligned, and we got tile for a good deal, and he got to clean out some of this barn that he's trying to sell, right? So the highest and best of all involved just allows the universe to, I don't know that you are interested in helping more than just yourself, right? It really takes this selfish aspect out of it. Not that wanting more or desiring more is selfish. That is what life is about. It's about expansion and experiences and seeing all the new things that are available to you and opening up to the possibilities. But at the same time, why not help somebody else, right? Like if you saw Terry's case study yesterday, she was saying that one of the things she wanted to do after she manifested her first big paycheck was go and buy her dream Mercedes-Benz. But she also wanted to, in doing that, help a new salesperson, right? So she made sure that she put out to the universe and to the dealership that she was looking to buy her vehicle from the newest, youngest car dealership, car salesman, right? To help him out as well. So that is for the highest and best of all involved. So you can imagine the universe being one of magic and miracles and spreading good and spreading, love and everything. And we are trying to spread our ripple effect, right? That's what we're doing here, trying to align to our highest and best so that we can spread our ripple effect as far and wide as we can, right? And create the most massive impact we can. Obviously, if you're asking the universe for something and you're also saying, and I also want to, bless as many people that are going to benefit from this as well along the way, obviously you can imagine that the universe is going to work a little extra hard to conspire with you, right? So you always have to remember to ask for the help, ask for the guidance. One thing I do, and you guys can do too, when I need to get something done, for example, okay, I need to get something done. I say to the universe, look, let's say before I put this workshop together, I need to create a transformational, impactful, mind-blowing workshop. I need the outline at least put together by, whatever date. Please provide me with the inspiration, the time, energy, and attention to get it done with enough time to spare, right? So I remember the first time I did this, I was working on, what was I finishing? A sales page, or putting a program together or something. And I tried it. I said, okay, universe, I need to get this done by the end of the weekend. It was like Friday or something. I need to get this done by the end of the weekend. Please provide me with the time, energy, attention, and inspiration to get it done. For the highest and best of all involved and with grace and ease and all that stuff, right? Like I wanted to make sure that it was a fun process. And sure enough, I don't know if it was the next day or 2 days later, but I was given a huge pocket of time. All of a sudden, I found that everybody had kind of dispersed. My husband went off and did whatever he needed to do. And my son went off and played with his grandparents, and the house was quiet. And I just was able to bang out what I needed to bang out. And it turned out so amazing. And I was in the flow the whole time, and I wasn't interrupted. And it just felt so good to get it done. Right. And that's the power you have when you ask for help, but you have to ask. Okay. So another way you can do it is just to set intentions, right? For everything you're doing. And actually, Abraham Hicks calls it segment intending, when you are setting intentions for each thing you're doing, right? For anything. For example, when I sat down to do this live, you guys have probably heard me say before that I like this candle, and I set an intention for the session, and I call the universe in and I say, help me to speak clearly and concisely so that the messages that need to be heard are received by the people who need them. And anybody who is feeling the nudge to join Alignment U, please allow me to speak in a way that properly explains what the program is so that they can, rest their doubts and they can come and join us with confidence that this is the right move for them. Right? I do that every single day, every single live, even on my Align to the Truth Tuesdays. I make sure I light the candle and I set an intention for the session, and I make sure that I'm channeling what needs to come through for the people watching. Right? I'm not selling anything on the Align to Truth Tuesdays. I want to make sure that what I'm saying is beneficial to those watching. Right? So I set an intention and I ask the universe for help. Speak through me, use me as a channel, and let me say what needs to be said. Now, if you're here, chances are, like I've said, all days of the workshop so far, you are a light worker or a healer as well. So you have the great benefit of being used as a channel for the universe as well. Okay. And spreading that ripple effect as far and wide as you can. So anytime you're going live, anytime you're writing a Facebook post, anytime you're going to go out and speak to somebody, you want to be setting the intention, universe, please use me as a channel for good. Gabrielle Bernstein actually says, she starts every day with, what is the saying? Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to who? And she allows herself to be used as a channel and a guide all day long. Okay. And we all know where she is, right? So it's not like it's a bad thing to practice. So you want to be setting intentions, right? And like I say, segment intending every single thing you're doing. I literally will segment intend even to wash my hair. I will say, I set the intention for this to be the most relaxing, best shower I've ever had. I set the intention for my hair to detangle nicely, because you can see, I'm sure you can imagine, by the time we get to hair wash day, it gets pretty tangly, right? And it hurts. I don't like to yank on my hair. So I set the intention that it's going to be a great shower. I'm going to have, great inspiration while I'm in there. I'm going to feel totally relaxed. It's going to totally refresh me. My hair is going to detangle nicely. And then when I get out and I put all my product in and do, and I do my swirling and the chunks to get it to dry, that's going to be effortless and easy and quick. And I'm going to have the best hair day ever. And, you can set intentions for every single thing. I set intentions even when I'm cooking dinner. I set the intention to put all the love I have into the meal that I'm making so that my family is nourished and feels loved and is grateful for the food that we're provided, and, all those things. And you don't have to say a full statement. You can just literally think, I would really love to cook this food with as much love as possible. And that's intention setting. Okay. Obviously, another really great way to connect to the universe is to meditate, right? If you guys are not meditating, you should start like today, pronto. You can meditate with a guided meditation. You can meditate in silence. You can meditate by just like something I do actually. I don't really consider it full-on meditation, but it is tuning into the present moment. I will just, when I find myself with a couple of minutes to spare, if I'm just kind of sitting there, or maybe my husband and I are sitting outside and then he gets up to do something with the leaves or whatever, because of course they're falling all over right now, I will just sit and I'll just close my eyes and I'll just tune into the sounds around me, right? Just really ground back into the present moment and connect to who I really am, right? We spend so much time projecting ourselves outwards and worrying about the future and worrying about the past and worrying about later today and worrying about what happened this morning. And I shouldn't have said that. And I wish I hadn't gone here. And, I could have planned my day better and this and that. That's irrelevant, right? You just tune into the present moment, tune into your body, and you'll find when you really tune into your body, I tune in as far at least as I start to feel myself vibrating, right? Because all of the cells in our body are vibrating, right? So if you tune in, even right now, you could do it. Just sit and close your eyes and really get present in your body. And you should be able to eventually get to the point where you can feel your body vibrating, right? You've just tuned into the present moment. You've tuned into your body. And so many people are not doing that. They don't do it even once a day. They don't do it even once a week. They don't do it even once a year. And I'm telling you, there is so much magic in tuning into the present moment, because ultimately all meditation and all tuning in to the present moment is cutting off all the thought processes to everything else, right? It's not necessarily about cutting off the thought processes. It's just focusing on being in the moment, right? And don't give yourself grief if you notice that you have thoughts constantly filling your head. Like, that's going to happen. We're human. That's what happens. Your brain wants to go. But the trick is to just observe the thoughts instead of getting carried away with them, right? So meditation is really, 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 really important, because when you are meditating, you may not get inspiration or guidance right then, right? You may not get inspiration. You may not hear any voice. You may not get the idea while you're in meditation. But anytime you spend disconnected from all the shit going on in your head, right? And like I say, worrying about tomorrow and yesterday and this morning and tonight and next week and last week and whatever, the more time you can spend not worrying about that, the more time you can spend turning off the train of thought and just focusing on the present moment, which is all you have at any point anyway, the more you open the lines of communication, right? Because what's happening is most of us are thinking so much that the universe can't even get into to give us the ideas, because even when we've asked for it, like even when we've asked for the idea, even when we've asked for the inspiration, like, what am I going to do about this bill? Right? You're so busy doing and focusing on all the shit that's not going well and trying to find a way to make the money come, that you're not open to the guidance. Right? And I don't know if I've said this to you guys or not yet, but I feel like I did, but I have been working on a new program for ages. Like, not really working on it, but I've had the idea for it, and I've kind of written down like the gist, like the intention I have for the program basically, and what I want it to do and where I want it to fit into the other offers that I have and what the outcome is and all these things. And I've been kind of mulling it over for quite a long time, actually, like several weeks, if not maybe even a month or two by now. And I have been just very open to listening to what needs to come through. And then all of a sudden I think it was Sunday, maybe it was Saturday, doesn't matter. I sat down to write an email actually for this workshop. I sat down to write an email in the, reminder emails that go out before and after I'm live. And all of a sudden this program just like poured out of me. It was like, and I don't know if I've showed you this, but I'm going to show you again if I have, because I just can't even believe like how easy it was. And this happened to me before, but it still surprises me every time. Right. So I'm not going to go into detail, but look, it all just flowed out of me. I didn't hardly have to scribble at all. It just came out just so perfectly. And I didn't mean for it to be any certain number of, trainings or any certain number of sub points that I wanted to make per training, but it just happened to be 6 modules, 3 points each, or like 3, outcomes basically for each training. And it's just like, I looked at it afterwards and I thought, yes, that's perfect. And the first time I remember that happening to me was when I created the Script Your Way to a Better Life in 90 Days program. I actually created the workbook first, and then I got the nudge to turn it into a program. But when I made the initial book, that took me, I don't even know, like maybe an hour. it just flowed out of me. And then it wasn't until the following year that I decided to make it like a live, we'll do it together for 3 months program. And again, that I threw together in maybe an hour and a half. And a whole bunch of new clients decided to sign up for that. And then some of them have since joined me inside of Alignment U, like Pam, right? And then my last new program, Consistency Kickstart, which I'm changing the name to Awakening Bootcamp, same thing, right? I had kind of this idea of what I wanted it to be. And then all of a sudden one day it just came to me. I threw it together, started promoting it, and I had, again, a whole bunch of new enrollments. Like, that's what I mean about using the universe as your teammate instead of this like almighty power that you never talk to. Because when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, like Abraham Hicks says, and you're open to the guidance and you set your intentions, when the things are ready to come, they will come. Right? And even these trainings, I did set out what I was going to talk about for the 5 days. But each training, I've literally just channeled, like literally 10 minutes before I come on live. I just sit down and I channel some points that I want to make, and I make some notes. And that's just kind of what I'm looking at right now, is just to make sure that I hit all the things. But it doesn't have to be complicated, right? And this is the beauty of being in alignment and living in your purpose, is that the ideas and the inspiration and all the things just come to you. You don't have to force it. I don't have to sit here and like pull my hair and try to figure it out. I just say, this is what I would like to create. I'm open to guidance and ideas as I'm ready to receive them. Right? And then things just start to happen. And sometimes it's weeks before I get the idea, and sometimes it's literally an hour later. It really just depends. Right? But even when I was going live before, ages ago, I used to go live every, I think it was like Wednesday night or something when I got home from work. And some of the girls in the group started calling it date night. If Katie's watching, she's the one that started that, date night. And I never planned ahead what I was going to talk about. It was just in that morning, I would wake up and I would say, okay, I'm open to guidance. What do the people need to hear today? And I would just wait for the inspiration to come. And every time, right, even if it was just right before, by the time I went live at 4:00 on Wednesday or whatever it was, I knew exactly what I needed to talk about, because I had asked for the inspiration. I had asked for the guidance. What do the people need? And you can do the exact same thing, right? Even if this is something that I love to do, actually, is an intuitive to-do list. So you write out all the things you need to get done for today, right? So that's already setting intentions for the day, because you're writing out, this is what I need to get done for today. Things that must manifest today. Okay. You make your list. And then you ask the universe, what should I do first? Not your ego saying, well, obviously you should do the laundry first, or obviously you should do this first. Don't listen to your ego. You tune in and you ask the universe, what should I do first? And then whatever you're drawn to first is the thing that you should do. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it seems totally out of order, totally out of whack, especially if, sometimes I have had this happen where I've got a deadline of something that I've set for myself, or a deadline of something I need to get done. But that's not the thing that I'm urged to do at the time. And you have to listen, right? That is one caveat that I will say. When you ask, you have to listen, right? You have to listen, because there's a couple of reasons. One, you can't learn to trust your own intuition if you don't listen and follow the guidance. And two, you're not building a very strong relationship with the universe if you're asking and then not following. Right? You cannot ask and then not follow, which is why I do encourage you, all of you, whether you're thinking about Alignment U or not right now, I encourage you at some point in the next 23 hours, because these bonuses are so great for the early bird registration. I encourage you to ask the universe, is Alignment U right for me? And wait for the answer. Or get your pendulum out and ask, is Alignment U right for me? And then act on that guidance, because I'm telling, the universe is not going to lead you astray, right? There's nothing bad waiting for you on the other side of that decision to join us inside of Alignment U. You literally only have time to shave off of how long it's going to take to get where you want to go, because the energy of the collective is so powerful. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I hold you accountable to what you say you want to create. And I'm going to do everything I can to call you on your BS when you make excuses, or when you think there's some reason why it can't happen. I'm going to make sure you understand that that's not true, and that you're capable of anything that you want to do. And then the other women in the program will elevate you to know that that's true as well. Okay. So I do encourage you to ask the universe, is alignment you right for me? Is this something I need to do right now? Because you're not listening to me talk about it for no reason, right? There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you've been drawn to this workshop this time around, especially if you've attended multiple workshops of mine, like especially if you've been following me for a while, and even more especially if you've been following me for a while and your current reality still doesn't look the way that you want it to. That is a surefire sign that you need to come into alignment you, and let's get you where you want to go. Let's shave some time back off the timeline. Okay. So, like I say, I want you to be meditating regularly. I want you to be opening the channels to the universe. I want you to be setting intentions for your meditations too. This piece of hair is really making me crazy. It's really fluffy. I really want you to be setting intentions for your manifestation, or setting intentions for your meditations as well. It can be, I want to work through this limiting belief. I want to feel better, right? I don't want to be tired anymore. Like, I want to have more energy at the end of this meditation. I want to have a really good idea for dinner. Like, I know what it's like to go, oh shit, dinner's in 3 hours and I have no idea what I'm going to make. Ask the universe to guide you, right? You guys can ask literally anything. Like, what movie should I watch? What movie should I watch? And then the movie that you are guided to watch is going to be the one that has some message in it that you needed to hear. Or maybe it's just one of your favorites and it makes you feel really, really good, right? There's nothing wrong with that either. You can ask for guidance. Which direction should I walk? Like, start practicing in your house. Which bathroom should I use? Right? If you've got multiple bathrooms, what should I have for lunch? Which direction should I walk to pick up my son from school? What color pen should I use? Right? Like, what should I journal on next? What should my next Facebook post be about? Like, start practicing calling the universe in and asking for guidance and for help. Because the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? And the more you do it, and the more you follow the guidance, the stronger your belief gets that you actually do have a connection with the universe and your higher self, and you are safe to trust your intuition. It is going to be okay. Right? But you have to practice it. It's one thing for me to say it to you. It's another thing for you to experience it. Like Terry was saying yesterday in her case study interview. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It was so good. It's pinned to the top and it's in Guide 5. And she said, I am not going to do it for you. I can't change who you are. I can't change your thought process. I can't change your mindset for you. I cannot make you do the things. All I can do is guide you and help you figure out the answers for yourself. But I still can't make you do it, right? It's still up to you to implement. You have to want it bad enough that you're willing to do what it takes. But it gets so much easier when you allow the universe to guide you and you allow yourself to be guided, right? So further into this, ask for signs, right? Ask for signs. You don't have to, like, some people are like, oh, I don't know how to ask for a sign. How do I know what my sign is? I don't know. Just, you tell the universe what your sign is. Remember I told you on day 1 that I told the universe that my sign is a heart-shaped rock? I said, show me a heart-shaped rock. And then I continued to ask for heart-shaped rocks because I like heart-shaped rocks, I decided. And now they're just presented to me, right? I did this one I asked for too. We went to a different, can you see that? We went to a different rocky beach with our boat in the summer at some point, and we were walking on the beach, and I just said it would be really nice to take home a take-homeable size heart-shaped rock. And then next thing you know, I look down, boom, heart-shaped rock. Right? And now I see them everywhere. Like when we're hiking, I cannot tell you. It's like I used to take pictures of them all, and now I can't even do it because it's like there's so many. My phone will be just full of, and this old phone of mine has 30,000 pictures on it. I'm not exaggerating at all, of like my family and of hiking and of screenshots and all this stuff. So I am one of those people, and I can't just take pictures of every single heart-shaped rock that I see, but it gets to be super, super fun, right? So if you need a sign, like if you want a sign, is alignment you right for me? Show me a rainbow in the next, 22 hours if I'm supposed to sign up for Alignment U and take advantage of these awesome bonuses. Show me, I don't know. Show me the cutest puppy I've ever seen in my entire life if I'm supposed to sign up for Alignment U. right? Some people will just say, show me, a clear and definite sign so that I know that it's you. But for me, and I can only speak from my perspective, right? I like to ask for a certain thing so that I know, like, I like to really take the guesswork out of it. I don't want to be like, oh, was that? Have you seen that meme where it's like, you ask for a sign and then, well, but can I get a signier sign? Like, no, I want to I want a sign. So I tell the universe, I'm looking for this specific thing by this specific time. And the reason why I say this specific time is because not seeing the sign that you've asked for is also a sign. So imagine if you say, show me a rainbow if I'm supposed to sign up for Alignment U, but you don't give a timeline and you don't see the rainbow today. And then is it coming still? Did I miss it? Should I ask again? Like, there's too many, it adds an element of disbelief, right? So that's why I say, if Alignment U is for me, show me a rainbow by the time I go to bed tonight. Okay. And it may come in the form of an emoji from somebody. It may come in the form of an actual rainbow you see. You may see, like, one time I asked for a rainbow and then my son asked to watch Inside Out. And if you guys have ever seen that, the first several scenes of the movie, she's wearing rainbow leggings and rainbow this, and there's rainbow that and rainbow this. And I thought, oh my God, well, if this isn't exactly what I need, I don't know what is, right? So it might not be exactly like a rainbow, a real rainbow in your environment, but any rainbow colors, shapes, whatever you see counts as your sign, right? But that's why I say add a timeline, because then if you haven't seen it by the time you go to bed, that's your sign too, right? But I also want to say, while we're talking about signs, you remember how I just said, I'm afraid I'm not going to see my sign. Maybe I missed it or whatever. If a sign is for you, you will see it. You don't need to keep an eye out and like watch for it and all this stuff. It will be a glaring sign. Okay. There was one time I remember I asked to see a butterfly and I was facing whatever direction, and this butterfly must have been fluttering around and I didn't see him. So then he literally came right into my, like, he didn't land on me or anything, but he flew like right into my face. And I was like, okay, yeah, thanks. Like, I see it. Thank you, universe. Like, I get it. So ask for a sign and know that if it's for you, you will see it. Okay. But if you're going to ask for a sign and then you see it, you have to do the thing. Okay. Or flip side, if you ask for a sign and you don't see it, you're not supposed to do that thing right now. Right. There's only ever 3 answers the universe is going to give to you anyway. It's yes, not right now, and I have something better. It's never no. It's never no. It's just, sometimes, like, let's say you ask if Alignment U is right for you and you don't see your sign. Okay. That doesn't mean that it's not right for you, period. It just means that right this second, it's not right for you for who knows what reason, right? It's not your job to question why that is. It's just your job to ask for the sign and then implement whatever the answer is. Okay. So asking for signs, asking for guidance, it's all very simple. There's no like ritual involved. You don't have to like get down on your knees and pray or anything. You don't have to go and talk to the full moon if you don't want to. I mean, you can, absolutely. I do all these things too, but you don't have to. It's very easy to just set an intention and then see what happens. And by setting an intention, I mean, literally just think to yourself, I'd really like to make sure that I get X, Y, and Z done today. Or it'd be nice to see this movie in the next couple of days. Or I really want to make sure that I'm doing the best I can, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is. Okay. So asking for guidance, asking for a sign, just make sure that you're following whatever the answer is. Okay. And I encourage you to try, to try calling in the universe and your angels and guides and everything for something that doesn't, just something mundane, like, what should I have for lunch? Which direction should I walk? Which bathroom should I use? Right? Get comfortable with asking for guidance for everything that you do, because it will flex your intuition muscle. It will flex your communication with the universe, right? It strengthens your relationship so that guidance can come more easily. And then eventually you get to the point where you are literally in alignment and you're seeing synchronicities, and the universe is constantly speaking to you through, like, for me, the universe speaks to me through songs and through numbers and shows sometimes, right? Through my husband sometimes. And another thing you can do to bring in the angelic realm and the universe and all that stuff is when you first wake up, and I think I might have even said this yesterday, when you first wake up, when you're in the process of asking your guides and angels to be with you and to keep you on course and to keep you alignment and in perfect comfort and alignment and all that, you want to also surround yourself with the white light of divine love, because that acts as not only a protection to all the craziness in the world, but it just wraps you like in this warm energy of like protection and love, right? Like love is the highest frequency. Love and gratitude are the highest frequencies. So if you can wrap yourself in the white light of divine love all day long, imagine how amazing that would be, right? So ask for a sign, ask for the guidance. You have to ask though. Remember that the universe cannot assert you. You can't sit there and go, well, why didn't I get the guidance? And why wasn't I guided to a better scenario? And why did this happen? And why did that happen? Then you're playing the victim and you're not using the universe as an equal team. You're trying to pass the buck and pass responsibility off to the universe. Like the universe should have warned me, whatever. But remember, there is no law of assertion. You have to ask. And so often, even me, sometimes I forget to ask. And it's just like, oh my God, it would be so much easier if I just remembered to ask. So much easier when you ask because you are never alone, but you have to call in the support. You cannot just assume that the universe knows what's going on, right? And remember too, like I want to go off kind of on a tangent here for a second because anything you're focusing on, you are in essence asking for, right? So please keep in mind when you're focusing on things that are not going well, when you're mulling over this problem that you can't seem to get around, whatever, you're asking for more of the same. So instead of mulling over this problem you can't seem to get around, ask the universe, please help me with a solution to this situation. Guide me to the right answer. Right? I am open and willing to see this differently. Please help me to see this differently. Amanda Francis is onto something, man. When she says, I am willing to see this differently, please help me to see this differently, that will change your life. I highly recommend that you start using that immediately for any limiting belief you have. Anytime you catch yourself, right? Those gaps in consciousness that we talked about on day 2, when you start to notice those, make sure that you are asking to see it differently and let the universe know that you're willing to see it differently. Okay. So many of us are running around, efforting so much, doing so much. This is one of the reasons why, the main reason why I had so much trouble getting my business off the ground and why I had to go and find a job, because I was not calling in the universe and the angelic realm. I was trying to do it all myself. And I wasn't doing the inner work to uncover why that wasn't working. If I had, I would have realized that it's because I'm not asking for support. I'm not asking for help. I'm not asking the universe to help me figure out what limiting beliefs are in my way, why I can't figure out what I'm doing, right? Like one very positive thing you can do today is ask the universe, what am I missing? What am I ready to overcome that I haven't figured out yet so that I can move into this next level of myself, right? Or if you are thinking about joining Alignment U and you're really not sure how that's going to work, say to the universe, please provide me with a way to make it work. Right? Like, so for me, when I signed up for that year-long spiritual program, I had literally no way to pay for it. And I knew I needed to do it. So I said to the universe, please inspire me. Like, let there be a way. Let's make this happen. Please help me find a way to make this happen. And then almost immediately I got an idea. Your parents have that line of credit they're not using. Why don't you ask them if they can put it on there for you? And then pay them back when you're in a better spot. And I was reluctant to do it, not living at home with my parents, and I want to do this thing and I can't afford it. And it was to get my spiritual business off the ground. So I thought, I don't know if they even want to do that. Anyway, I decided to follow the nudge anyway, because I didn't get it for no reason. And I sent the message and I asked, and it actually was received super well. And my parents were like, of course we'll help you. Absolutely. And I thought, oh shit. Okay. But I asked. If I hadn't asked, I don't know if I would have come to that conclusion on my own, and I would be not where I am today. 1000% not where I am today. That program, even though I will admit I didn't finish it, I was enrolled for the whole 12 months, but I didn't finish it. I did get what I needed. I learned a lot. Having that particular mentor at that time in my life, who I looked up to greatly, holding space for me and having a place that I can go and I can ask questions and I can get support, and the other women are holding space for me too. That was, again, another collective situation where there was like 50 something other women in there with me. And we were all doing the same thing at the same time, going through the same stuff, not the same stuff in our lives, but the same, content and whatnot. And it was just incredible. I used to go in there and write, novels all the time about what I was going through, and I would get all kinds of feedback, and it was just so great. And then some of those women in the program, one of them I work with inside my program. She's now the master Reiki healer inside my program. We do monthly healing sessions, and she's also the co-host of the Watch the Magic Unfold book club now. One of the other women in the program is now a private client of mine. Another one of the women, I actually just recorded a podcast with her, which I think airs next week, which I'm really excited about. And I'll let all of you guys know when it's available. You just never know where your life is going to take you, but you need to be asking for guidance. If something is important to you and you need to do it, you're feeling the call, that doesn't happen by accident. I need to make it very, very clear that even when we're talking about things that you want, like maybe you're really drawn to like having luxury things and you really can't wrap your head around being in a position where you can afford it or want to do that, and it doesn't seem like a frivolous thing, but you're drawn to luxury things. It's because you're meant to have luxury things. And I don't mean go and rack up your credit card with a $10,000 purse or whatever. I just mean I'm saying in the future, that is something that is meant for you. If you have a calling, remember we're talking about finding our purpose here, right? If you have a calling to help people, to speak on something, to share your thoughts on something, to share your experience with something, there is a reason for that. You are being called by the universe to do it. You are supposed to. This is never about, the dangling carrot where the universe is like, yeah, I'm going to show you all these nice, things you can have and all these businesses growing. And I'm going to show you all the, the nice vehicles you can have and the nice clothes you can wear and all this stuff, but I'm never going to give you the supplies to be able to provide for yourself like that. That's not how it works. The universe is showing what's possible for you, and it's your job to get all the shit out of the way that tells you that it's not possible for you, so that you can align and calibrate to the version of you who already has those things. Because there is a version of you somewhere out there already, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today, that has those things and is very grateful for those things because she followed her intuition, she followed her guidance, and she did the things. And that's what you're being invited to do right now, which is why you're still here. Okay? So that being said, I once again, I'm going to invite you very warmly to join me inside of Alignment U. If you are feeling the call, please send me a message, and at least let's just talk about it. Like, let's just get your questions off the table. Let's discuss it. If you have concerns, let's talk about that. I'll say just to everybody right now, if it's the investment that is keeping you from saying yes and otherwise you would do it, we can work through that. Okay. Like money is a renewable resource. There is more money coming to you than you know what to do with right now. Okay. There is money coming in your hose. You just got a kink in your hose right now. Money is renewable, but your time is not. Right. So, and I can tell you that the investment in the program is going to far outweigh what you're going to lose out on if you wait another year or you wait another few months, or you continue to live in this Groundhog Day and you continue to try to figure it out yourself and try to do all the things and like that. It will eventually, you'll get where you need to go, but why go the slow way when you are destined for greatness? Why not go faster? Right? Success loves speed. The universe loves speed. The universe will show up for you in ways you cannot even imagine right now when you finally show up for yourself. I promise you, I have experienced it time and time again. I constantly have huge thousands of % return on investment on myself. Every time I invest in myself, something amazing happens and it catapults me even closer to where I want to go, because I'm not interested anymore in going the slow way. I tried that way. It does not work for me. I want things sooner and easier. And it's not about being impatient. It's about why reinvent the wheel when I can just work with somebody who's already been where I've been and can help me get where I want to go, and who can guide me and ask me the right questions and call me on all the things that are keeping me stuck. Like you guys yesterday identified yourselves as self-sabotagees, right? If that was an easy cycle to break, don't you think you would have done that by now? Right? Yeah. Yes, the program accelerates my movement towards my greatness. Exactly. Exactly. Unfortunately, I can't see who's saying that because it just says Facebook user for me, but that is true. You know, the women come into the program and they exceed their own expectations of themselves because they are finally getting the support and they're being called out on the things that are keeping them where they are and they don't want to be anymore. Right? If that was an easy thing to do for yourself, you would be further along. That's why self-accountability doesn't work. Nobody can stay accountable to them. Well, I guess that's not fair to say nobody, but it is a lot harder to stay accountable to yourself than it is to just have somebody keep you accountable to the things you said you wanted. And making sure that you're being called out on all the things that don't line up with what you said you wanted, but you're doing anyway. Right? Like if you tell me that you want to leave your job in a year, but you're not showing up consistently for your business, I'm going to call you out on that. I'm going to say, well, do you not want to leave your job, or do you? Because you're not showing up in the way that's telling me, like you're sending the universe contradictory information is basically what I'm saying, right? I'm going to make sure that you're aware when you are sending the universe aligned information and when you're sending contradictory information. Because remember, where you focus on is basically what you're asking for. So why not work with somebody who can help, right? So if you're feeling the nudge to come and join Alignment U, please just send me a message, DM me info or comment info here, and I'll send you a message. Let's just discuss if it's the right move. Because even if it's not the right move, I have other options, right? Like I've got other options that might be a good stepping stone that can get your foot in the door, right? Like it might not be the right fit for you. I'm not going to, trust me. And I think anybody here of the names that I can see can attest to the fact that I am not going to try to talk you into something that you're not ready for. I am not a pushy person. I am not going to try to convince you of something that you're not ready for, because I can tell you right now, I know intuitively whether you're going to be a good fit for the program or not, and whether you're ready for the program or not, right? So if we're having a conversation and I can tell that you're not quite ready, I'm going to say, I suggest you start with this other thing instead and work your way up, right? But again, if it's the investment thing that's holding you back, remember that money is renewable, but your time is not. Like I would much rather invest $10,000 in myself and catapult my progress years ahead of where I would be if I was doing it by myself. Right? Like I had one coach, I signed up to work with her, and then literally within days, before we even had our first call, I was having breakthroughs and epiphanies and things were starting to work because I showed up for myself and the universe showed up for me. And I'm not saying, please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying that you have to invest in yourself for the universe to show up for you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that that's a huge leap of faith. And that's a huge commitment to yourself. When you're, especially when you pay in full for something, you're saying, look, I am so determined to get where I'm going to go. And I believe in myself so much that I deserve to go where I'm going faster than I've been going. So I'm going to do this knowing fully, like with full faith, that this is going to get me exactly where I need to go and beyond faster than I ever dreamed possible. Right? And part of the magic of it is your belief, right? And think about this, you're investing in your future self, right? You're doing something now that your future self is going to thank you for. You are committing to that future vision by jumping into an investment like this. And especially when you jump all in. The reason why I love pay in full, and I used to be pro payment plan, and I have a payment plan. I have an investment plan. You definitely can take advantage of that too. And actually, if you sign up before tomorrow at 10 o'clock, you're actually going to save $1,700 off the regular installment plan total investment. But there's a different energy behind when you go all in and pay in full, because now you've made a one-time decision, a one-time investment. You never have to worry about the investment again. Now you can focus 1000% on getting the results that you want and staying accountable to those results and staying accountable to your dreams, right? Instead of some people come in, and I have had people come in and then again have to leave because they're like, they spend so much time worrying about how they're going to make their next installment payment that they're not doing the other things. They're focusing on the wrong energy, right? I've gotten pretty good at weeding out those kinds of people before they even come in now. But when I was, it was a learning curve for me too when I started this program, right? I'll admit that. But now I'm very good at weeding out who's ready and who's not, and who's a good fit and who's not, and all those things. So if you are feeling called, please just send me a message. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Let's just see if this is the right fit for you. Answer your questions. I'm sure you've got some questions, right? I'll send you the link to the sales page or the info page. I prefer to call it an info page, but it is a sales page, right? There's all kinds of testimonials. All the case study videos are there. All the information, everything that's included. You get to see all those things, including, all the bonus programs, right? Like the minute you sign up, you have access to all kinds of things. I use Kajabi, which the girls will tell you is awesome because it comes with, you guys can download a free app and you can access all of the stuff from your phone without having to go on Facebook or on through the internet or anything. You can just log into this app. And it's also nice actually, because whatever email you use to sign up for my program, if you have used that email to sign up for other people's programs who use Kajabi too, they'll all populate in this app too. It is phenomenal. Anyway, the minute you sign up, you get access to all kinds of things like that setting intentions workshop, right? You get access to my entire 6-module money manifesting machine program. So again, if money is one of the concerns, that's obviously I would have you do that first, right? There's the 12 Universal Laws Masterclass. There's the Scripting Your Way to a Better Life in 90 Days program. You get 1 year access to the Watch the Magic Unfold book club, which by itself is incredible. Like absolutely incredible. We're doing the magic starting November 1st. You get access to Awakening Bootcamp, which is, you get unlimited access to it. We're going to run it live in November, and then you can do it as many times as you want after that. There's 21 days of Ho'oponopono in there, which is a limiting belief release clearing technique. God, what else is there? There's a whole hypnosis library. There's a money mindset subliminal audio that our expert NLP success coach Tanya has created for us. There's months of emotional alchemy shadow work available for you. There's monthly sessions there. There's 8 self-care trainings and workbooks so that you have implementable action steps so that you can really crank up your alignment. Because if you're not loving yourself, if you're not giving yourself that self-care and that self-love that you need, there's no way you can be in alignment with who you really are, because who you really are is pure love and light. And you have to love yourself first. Okay, so that's very, very important. And there's the whole, I don't even know how many hours, 80 plus hours of replay coaching calls. There's also static just trainings on my 5-step process to manifesting anything. Like, you cannot imagine the resources available to you when you come in, right? And then on top of all of that, we're going to do all the new enrollments. We're going to come together and do an orientation so that I can explain all this to you and walk you through the back office and tell you how to book the coaching calls and all that stuff. Because we do weekly coaching calls on Tuesday nights. They're on Tuesday nights right now. And the beautiful thing I love about the coaching calls is I have it set up so that you can just book. They're 20-minute bookable time slots, which you can book. So if you're pressed for time, if you're not really sure how you're going to fit all the things in, you book your time slot. You show up a couple of minutes early, you do your time slot, and you can leave. If you're like, that's totally fine. No offense will be taken by anybody. If you just want to come in and get what you need and go, you can use the program however you want. But if a lot of the girls, what they do is they sign on at the beginning and they hang out the entire time because they find that the other conversations strike up breakthroughs or questions or awareness or whatever within them. And like Pam said the other day, the energy just lights her up. She gets recharged. One of my other clients, Lindsay, says the same thing. She's like, I find by Sunday, Monday, I'm kind of drained. I come to the call on Tuesday and it just like relights my fire for the rest of the week. And then we do weekly accountability submissions on Fridays. I send out an accountability form that you'll fill out that, like I said, it kind of gives yourself a kick in the pants because you can see right as you're filling it out, whether you've been doing a good job staying on track or not. Right. And then you submit it to me and then I will give you feedback early in the week, personalized, private. So you can be very open and honest and candid and nobody ever has to see it. It's just me. So you are getting an aspect of one-on-one coaching every single week with written feedback as well. Okay. Which is, you don't have to participate if you don't want to, but obviously the more resources you use within the program, the better you'll do. Right. And then one question I get asked a lot, and there is an FAQ section on the information page as well. So make sure you're sending me a DM asking me for info, and I can send you the link and you can go through all of that and read through all the pieces and read all the frequently asked questions and all that. But one of the questions I get asked a lot is, what's the time commitment, right? And that's a valid question because we're all busy. The time, like I said, the coaching call once a week, if you're taking advantage of that, it's as little as 20 minutes if you just want to come in for your slot and go, or it's as much as, 2 hours if you want to stay for the whole thing. It's up to you. The accountability forum takes anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes, depending on how in-depth and how much detail you want to give me. The feedback to read takes, however quickly you can read, right? And then all the other trainings are not mandatory. You can do them when you want. You can fit it in when you want. All the replays from this workshop are going to be loaded to the portal as well. So if you decide to join us, you'll have access to the replays as well. And I mean, ultimately, what we're doing inside of Alignment U is mostly alignment work, right? Finding your purpose, aligning to that purpose, removing all the shit out of the way that's keeping you from pursuing your purpose and expanding fully into who you really are. So there's obviously queen of journaling here. You're going to get told to journal quite a bit, right? And I'm going to give you journaling prompts and I'll tell you journal on this, journal on that, whatever. So again, that takes as much time as it takes. Sometimes you can journal for 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes an hour and a half. But you need to remember, I don't want to scare you with the time commitments, because you need to remember that ultimately we've been doing things backwards, right? We're so busy doing all these things and we're trying to fit extra things in and we're trying to add more things to our to-do list. When really, if you would take the time first to do the inner work stuff, to do the alignment part, to do the expansion part, everything else just falls so nicely into place that you all of a sudden have all this extra time. Like one of the themes right now inside of the Girls in Alignment U is we've been working with Einstein time. And they've continuously said they have not sped through what they're working on or what they're trying to complete or what they need to get done or whatever. And yet they still have extra time at the end because they've tapped into Einstein time. So that's something we're really unlocking right now is using the power of the fact that we create our own time to our advantage. We're the creators of our entire reality, including our time. And so that's something we're really focusing on, and it's just magical. And then constantly in the chat, we've always got girls, they're sharing their wins and sharing their manifestations and sharing, inspiring memes and all kinds of stuff. So I want you to be part of this. It's so incredible. It's so uplifting. It's so powerful. And you are seriously missing out if you decide to skip this opportunity. And I really hope you take advantage of the early bird promo, which is if you decide to pay in full before 10 a.m. tomorrow, so you got 23 hours left, you will get 6 months of Reiki healing sessions and 6 months of private coaching with me. And if you decide to do the installment plan, you will still get the 6 months of private coaching with me, and you'll also save $1,700 off the total investment of the installment plan, which goes up to full price on Friday. Okay, so with that, I will leave you for now. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Send me a message that says info so I can get you the link and we can have a conversation about this being the right fit for you or not. And I would love to invite you back here at 5:20 Pacific Standard Time, which is 8:20 Eastern Standard Time, when I have Kendra here. She and I are going to discuss her experience within Alignment U. She just ended her year on the 10th, I think. And her story is so incredible. She went from no confidence, did not believe in herself, couldn't get out of her own way, could not get her business off the ground, to within weeks ended up investing in, her and her husband have a real estate investment company. And they ended up not only getting their first investment property, ended up being an 8-plex. They ended up manifesting the down payment for it as well. They ended up manifesting all the tenants for the building before it was even ready and to be moved into. And then since then, she started her interior styling business. She's got that up and running. Her social media is blossoming and booming. And remember, I just said she was quiet and shy and had no confidence. A couple weekends before she was done with me, she was speaking at a frickin' conference on stage at a women's only real estate investment conference. Like, talk about night and day transformation. I can't even believe it. So she's here at 5:20 to talk about that with me. And I hope you guys will come and tune in for that. If not, I will send you the replay in the emails and you can make sure that you can tune into that later. So with that, I leave you. I will see you later today for that discussion with Kendra, and I will see you back here again 10 a.m. tomorrow, Friday morning, to wrap it all up with recognizing and appreciating when you're in alignment, which is one of my favorite topics. I will see you back here for that. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you back later for my conversation with Kendra. Have an awesome day, guys.